I'm going to protect my border. We talked earlier. That's my job. I'm still a human. And I think that's when I had kids of my own, I look back to when I was a young agent catching people. It was just another day, catch a dope load. That was the fun stuff, right? But as I've gotten older and had kids and I'm watching people cross, it pulls on your heart, man. We're blessed.
Oh, yeah. I was just going to say that, Sheriff. I was just curious, and this isn't a gotcha question. This is a genuine man-to-man. Is there moments where you apprehend a family and say, dang, I feel bad?
It doesn't even have to be a family, and I wouldn't say that I feel bad about apprehending them. We see the poorest of the poor, man. I mean, even those that aren't poor, they want to come to America. The ones we encounter out here are coming to work. They've got a job. And I have great conversations. I mean, middle-aged men that are just, where are you from? Guerrero, what part? Acapulco, of all places. I'm like, why do you want to leave Acapulco? Yeah. That's where Americans want to go. But no, man, it's just, it is sad. The youngest we've had to recover deceased here was a 15-year-old boy. And it was actually a murder. I'd been a sheriff for a month, and I'm going, how the heck does this happen? I don't even know what I'm doing yet. And it's, for me, as I mentioned earlier, we don't have crime here. It's all been border security, and I'm still being an extension of my Border Patrol arm. But no, we had a case where a mother was crossing with her two kids and another portion of a group. And the son was, a big boy. He was I'm 6'1". He was close to my size, probably a little heavier, 15 years old. And he's already started to succumb to some heat exhaustion and just kind of losing his mind. And, just being kind of combative. And the smugglers tied his hands together so he couldn't, flail his arms around. And as time goes on, he's still being very obnoxious. So they tell the mom, tell you what, you're going to have to do something with your son. Get a rock, hit him in the back of the head. It won't kill him. It'll just knock him out.
No way.
And either you're going to do it or we're going to do it. So he started acting up again. So she hit him on the head a couple of times. It didn't kill him. But he was tied in the front. They were laid on top of him on the ground, and he died of asphyxiation. The sad part was his 9-year-old brother that was in the group too. Mom told him to lay on the legs, but it wasn't that she did it, out of malice. I really felt for her, man. I tell you what, and she's since been acquitted. I truly believe in that. She suffered enough, but it's either she did it her way or the cartel was going to do it. The smugglers. Just a horrible.
There's so many of those stories that, the heartless would say, well, then don't come across. But those who are in that moment, those who feel so compelled to risk everything to come to America, they don't think about that stuff. They want the chance to have opportunity, what we have, the gift that we've been born with, right? And I find it fascinating that a lot of Americans who live in this country who don't show their gratitude to that fact, they've forgotten how fortunate we are. Even if they, even if they're lower income, middle class, it doesn't matter. If you're an American citizen, you have an opportunity to do what you want with that. And millions are willing to risk their lives daily. What that mother would do just to try and protect her son, she had to harm her own son. And inadvertently, he lost his life. Wow.
Yes, horrible tragedy. Even with that being said, I've had the opportunity to go to speak at various events, and I'd love, of course, I get invited by more of the conservative groups, more of the conservative media, but I'd love to have the opportunity because my story is not going to change. Meaning, I'm not going to build the story one way to
please one crowd,
a certain group of people. I'm just going to tell the truth, man, and what it is. It's a solvable problem. It's going to take both sides, and really both sides have contributed to where we are. Yes, this administration and right now is doing absolutely nothing. And as I mentioned, the other administrations built up border security, but Republicans and Democrats are really together to blame in a lot of this. It's not just,
I've tried to explain to people that the answer is actually both sides of the party's argument, but somewhere in the middle of that. You have one 100%. Side who wants an open border. You have one side who wants a closed border because of Homeland Security, and it's more in the middle. If you do too much Homeland Security, well, then we're almost North Korea, right? We can't have too much lockdown because we lose freedom, right? And then the other side of it, if you have too much open door policy for immigration, well, then we don't even have a country at that point. So it's we have to always have strong homeland security foundation because we the people deserve to be safe in our own country, right? And then the other side of it, we are a country of dignity and rooted off of immigration. And so we should allow legal immigration. And so we should look further into why is it so challenging and how can we almost streamline that process for those who really show up here with the gratitude of America and want to invest back into this great nation.
I said, man, we need to fill Congress with a bunch of vets and law enforcement and border patrol, man, and we can figure this stuff out quickly.